You look around and see so many people who get so much stuff done that they must have 48 hours in a day. Meanwhile, you find yourself every night promising yourself, I will be more productive tomorrow. But then tomorrow comes and it's the same story. If that's your typical routine, then your main problem right now isn't figuring out how to get more stuff done. Hey there, I'm Paolo. Welcome to the channel where I talk about how to be confident, how to be more productive, and how to live a better life. Today, we are covering 5 productivity mistakes that make you unproductive. So the focus is not going to be on what to do, but rather on what not to do. Because it's hard to build good habits when you still have the old ones taking up all the space. Number 1, not understanding that not done is not done. Procrastinators love to spend time crafting the perfect plan that for some reason always starts on a Monday or the first of the month. But when life inevitably gets in the way and their plan falls apart, what do? They restart the plan. They start making another one that's even more perfect. So the cycle repeats. But at the end of the day, something that is not done is not done. You can have high standards, of course. You can decide to make a plan that ensures that things go as well as possible. But if you never take action, none of that matters. And productive people understand this. They understand that doing something, even if imperfectly, is better than spending time trying to make it perfect. Because done is better than perfect. And it's only by doing things and actually putting yourself out there that you'll eventually reach excellence. Number 2, thinking that more hours spent working equals more work done. Imagine using the same kitchen knife every day for every meal without ever sharpening it. Is it going to work well forever? No, it's going to get dull. And the problem with a dull knife isn't that it's just harder to use and gets you worse result. Is that because it's harder to use, you're more likely to cut yourself. Your brain works the same way. If it gets tired, working more won't make you more productive. Like working 6 hours won't generate double the results of working 3 hours. And working 8 hours will absolutely not generate double the results of working 4 hours. In fact, just like a dull knife, overworking doesn't just reduce the quantity you produce, but especially the quality of the work you produce. And there's nothing more annoying than fixing the bad work you produced when you were overworked and sleep deprived. Productive people understand that the real difference isn't how much time you spend working, but how much energy you have when you do work. They know that nobody can overexert themselves without sooner or later burning out. If you don't take care of your health, sleeping well, eating healthy, and exercising, your work reflects that. And there's no productive technique that will help you if you're always tired. Number 3, not doing the most important things first. Every day we have a lot of tasks that fight for our attention, most of which are really not that important. And if you're not careful, it's easy to fall into what Stephen Covey, author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, calls the thick of thin things. Damn, that was a tongue twister. Thin things are all those tasks that make you feel productive, while in reality you're not making real progress. Think of stuff like, reading and replying to non-urgent emails, taking unnecessary phone calls, or just the usual planning and replanning. Now, it's not that these tasks are completely useless. It's just that if you were to make a ranking in terms of which tasks make you move closer toward your goals, these probably wouldn't figure among the top 3 or 5. And if you start your days doing these things first, assuming that you will get to the important stuff later, what usually happens is that you don't. Because when you get there, you are either too tired or don't have enough time to do it. That's why real productivity is never about doing everything. It's about doing the most important things every day and doing them first because willpower and energy are not infinite. So, a quick test to understand which tasks are important is to ask yourself, is this really urgent? If it is, obviously do it first. But if it isn't, then you have to ask yourself another question, which is, does this help me move toward my long-term goals? If it doesn't, or it does but just a little, then do it later, or delegate to make someone else do it, or just eliminate it ruthlessly without feeling guilt. Because that's what truly productive people do. They say yes only to a select few and no to everything else. Number 4, waiting for motivation. You might have wondered sometimes about how do those super productive people feel motivated all the time to be productive and do so much stuff. And the thing is, they mostly don't. Because you don't really need motivation to work on your tasks and goals. You just need to take action consistently. And I know this is like the most repeated generic productivity advice ever. But it's true. If you can simply get started, whether you're motivated or not, then you'll find out that motivation won't matter anymore. Because most of the time, motivation only comes when you don't need it anymore, when you're already moving. That's annoying, but it's just how it works. And if you find it hard to get started on your most important tasks because they feel daunting and are too big, then break them down into smaller tasks. And then break them down again and again until it's easy for you to get started. Read just 2 pages of a book. Write just 1 paragraph of your novel. Exercise for just 5 minutes. Point is, make the task so easy that you're going to need motivation not to do it. And even though I did say that you should always work on your most important tasks first and not get lost in the thick of things, if you are really stuck, feeling really unproductive, then it's okay if you start from something less important as long as it gets you moving. Because when you start moving, when you get in motion, then it's going to be easier for you to transfer that momentum to something else that is more important. Number 5, making too many decisions. Decisions are always tiring. Even the smallest ones, such as deciding what to eat or what movie to watch next, can drain your willpower. Which is why your tasks for today should ideally always be decided yesterday, or at the latest early this morning. And to-do lists are great for this. But one thing I did when I was first starting to get more productive was that I created easy to remember mental rules that followed the principle of if this, then that. For example, some of them were, if I haven't completed my most important tasks, then I will postpone anything else that might come up. Or if I wore a white shirt last time, then I will wear a blue one this time. Or if today is Friday, then I'm going to clean the house this afternoon. Or if it's 8:30 p.m., then I'm going to read for 30 minutes. The goal is to automate your daily routine as much as possible, so you don't have to make decisions on the spot all the time. This way, you become more productive because you don't waste time figuring out what to do next, and you also save energy and have energy to spare when you'll actually need to make important decisions that can't really be automated. So, do you have any or all of these bad habits? Don't worry, they are really common. Because the default idea about productivity is always that of adding more to your life, that of doing more. In reality, the most effective strategy is to start by subtracting what doesn't work and doing less of what is not important first. So this week, start by picking one of these habits, just one, and stop doing it. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something today. And if you want to be even more productive, check out this other video where I talk about the problem with perfectionism. And I'll see you next time.